It's not the government just handing out a blank check.
No, it's the government borrowing money to pay.
Well,
you pay in X dollars, and then you get multiple times X dollars when you retire. That is how the system works. It is not a lockbox. This is what Al Gore was arguing about in 2000.
The other part of this, though, is at 65, right? I mean, yeah, you might be in great health. But many people are working hard jobs. They're on their feet.
It depends on what job.
I'm not saying if you're working back-breaking labor and your leg is falling off that you should.
Social Security supports nearly 74 million Americans. That's 1 in 4 people. The average check is just under $2,000, barely enough for rent, medicine, and food. It's not charity. It's earned security. Every worker pays in for decades, building a promise of dignity in retirement. Yet politicians keep calling it a burden, even though most retirees are only getting back what they paid in, plus a little interest. The trust fund isn't broke. It's backed by U.S. Treasury bonds and legally required to pay benefits. Fixing it isn't complicated. Lifting the payroll tax cap so the wealthy pay the same rate as everyone else could secure it for decades. So when you hear calls to cut benefits or raise the retirement age, remember, Social Security isn't the problem. The real issue isn't math. It's political will.
By the way, I just totally reject what you just said about how we're going bankrupt due to Social Security. Really, you don't think like the trillions of dollars we've spent on wars in the Middle East might have something to do with that?
It is not even
our
remotely
national
a percentage
debt.
of what we spend on Social
Our
Security.
national debt shot up significantly after 9/11, after we started invading countries in the Middle East.
You should look at a chart of
now we're
national
at 30.
debt. In 2008,
we're spending
it went
hundreds of billions of dollars on Israel, on Ukraine. I mean, honestly, these foreign conflicts have a lot more to do with our national debt as opposed to us paying into the Social Security
You think Israel is a bigger portion of our budget than Social Security, Medicare,
I think we
Medicaid?
spend way too much money on military aid for foreign countries.
You think Israel is more
Do
than
you
Social
think
Security?
that Social Security is more of an issue compared to how much money we just shell out for conflicts abroad?
As a matter of expenditures and math, yes.
Now let's take a step back and look at America's spending priorities. Social Security may seem expensive, but since 9/11, the U.S. government has spent over $8 trillion on wars abroad, enough to fund Social Security for 6 years at today's levels. Just last year, military spending topped $850 billion, with billions more sent in foreign aid to countries like Israel and Ukraine. These costs rarely face the scrutiny that social programs do. Politicians fret over saving a few billion on retirement while signing off on far larger sums for bombs, weapons, and overseas deployments. In 2025, nearly half of working Americans aged 60 to 75 say they'll still need a job in retirement because the safety net isn't enough. Lower-income seniors can live up to 9 years less than wealthier retirees, far from the one-size-fits-all assumptions politicians often make. So when you hear calls to raise the retirement age or cut benefits, ask yourself, whose interests are really being served? The biggest drains on our federal budget aren't retirees. They're the choices made in Washington, often far from the realities most Americans face. If you want to see more breakdowns like this, subscribe and hit the bell, and stay tuned for our next video. We've got more insights coming soon.